Between the frozen heart of the Arctic and the wild waves of the North Atlantic lies a land like no other, Iceland. A place born of fire and carved by ice, where volcanoes breathe, waterfalls thunder, and black sand beaches stretch into the mist. It's wild, it's raw, and it's breathtakingly beautiful. Hi, vacation lovers, and welcome back. If you've already watched our Iceland itinerary video, you know we spent 10 unforgettable days exploring the entire ring road, circling this wild and beautiful island of fire and ice, including the famous Golden Circle. And if you haven't seen it yet, you might want to check it out. It gives a clear overview of our full Iceland journey. In this part of our adventure, we're exploring the Golden Circle, Iceland's most popular route, packed with stunning natural wonders, rich history, and adventure at every turn. So buckle up, grab your rain jackets, and let's hit the road for our Golden Circle adventure. As we'd reached our hotel really late the previous night, and also after checking out the next morning, our first day in Iceland started a little later than planned. And we're off to our very first destination on Iceland's famous Golden Circle, Þingvellir National Park. The weather was cloudy, windy, and rainy too. Classic Iceland. If you're in Iceland, make sure to always check the weather app, because the weather keeps changing every few minutes. But before leaving Reykjavik, we first stopped at the supermarket Bonus to buy some food. Things we could eat on the way or cook at our next apartment, because when you're in Iceland, it's really important to plan your meals in advance. Most markets and restaurants close before 7 p.m., and in many areas, especially in the countryside, you won't find any shops or places to eat at all. So after grabbing our essentials from the supermarket, we hit the road again. The drive from Reykjavik to Þingvellir takes about 45 minutes, and even though it's short, it's incredibly scenic, with moss-covered lava fields and wide-open views that make you want to stop every few minutes. We reached the Þingvellir parking area around late morning. Parking here is paid, but it's super easy. You can use the machine or just pay through the Parka app. That one ticket covers all the parking lots within the park. And before beginning our walk through the park, we first went up to the viewing platform near the entrance. From there, you get this amazing panoramic view of the entire park, the surrounding cliffs, and even the site of Iceland's first parliament, the Alþingi, below. Then we started walking through Þingvellir National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Iceland's most historic and geologically fascinating places. This is where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates actually meet and slowly drift apart year by year. Walking through this rift valley feels like stepping between two continents, an unforgettable experience. And if you're up for some adventure, Þingvellir also offers a once-in-a-lifetime activity, snorkeling or diving between the two tectonic plates at the Silfra Fissure. But make sure to book this activity online in advance, as spots fill up really quickly, especially during summer. So literally, there's snorkeling or diving between the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates. How incredible is that? The water is crystal clear, and it's one of the few places on Earth where you can actually swim between two continents. Just nearby, you can see the historic site of Iceland's first parliament, the Alþingi, founded over 1,000 years ago, making Þingvellir not only a geological wonder, but also the birthplace of Icelandic democracy. Right next to it stands the small Þingvellir Church, originally built in 1859, with its spire painted in the traditional Norwegian red, a charming nod to historical Norwegian influences in Iceland. We followed the trail through the park, dramatic cliffs on both sides, moss-covered rocks, and the sound of distant waterfalls or flowing streams echoing through the valley. After about a 10 to 15 minute easy walk, we reached Öxarárfoss, our very first waterfall in Iceland. Iceland is home to around 10,000 waterfalls, and during our trip, We ended up visiting at least one or two almost every day. The water here cascades beautifully from the cliffs above, and that fine mist in the air gives it such a magical touch. If you're visiting waterfalls in Iceland, wear waterproof shoes and a rain jacket, even on a clear day, because it can get slippery, and you'll definitely catch some spray from the falls. It was the perfect spot to begin our Iceland adventure. After exploring Þingvellir National Park, we drove about 45 minutes to our next stop, the Kerið Crater. The route passed through scenic lava fields and open countryside, making the drive really enjoyable. There's a small parking area and a modest entrance fee. Just as we arrived, that typical Icelandic rain began. So we threw on our rain jackets and set out to explore. Kerið is about 3,000 years old and roughly 55 meters deep, known for its striking red volcanic rock contrasting beautifully with the deep blue-green lake below. A short 15 to 20-minute walking path circles the rim, offering breathtaking views from every angle. Even in the wind and rain, the scene felt wild and dramatic, pure Iceland. It was amazing to think that once upon a time, hot lava erupted from this very spot, and now it's such a peaceful, beautiful lake. After leaving Kerið Crater, we continued our drive toward Waterfalls, one of the most stunning blue waterfalls in Iceland. As I mentioned earlier, finding restaurants along this stretch of the Golden Circle isn't always easy. So for lunch, we went with our go-to picnic style, some packed food, our trusty chicken langloka, a few snacks, fruits, and drinks we picked up earlier from a supermarket in Reykjavik. Simple, tasty, and perfect for the road. Once we reached the Gullfoss parking area, we set off on foot. It's about a 20 to 25-minute walk to the waterfall, along a gravel path with a few wooden bridges and some muddy patches if it's been raining. And then, we finally saw it, Gullfoss, the magical blue waterfall. The water here flows from the Bruara River, which is fed by glacial meltwater from the Langjökull Glacier, and that's what gives it its incredible icy blue color. The river cuts through dark volcanic rock, forming a narrow crevice where the water rushes and tumbles down, creating that vibrant, milky blue hue that looks almost unreal. We stood there for a while, just soaking in the sound of the rushing water, surrounded by mossy lava fields and the crisp Icelandic air, a perfect reminder of how powerful and beautiful Iceland's volcanic landscape truly is. That was the perfect pause to wrap up day one of our Iceland journey. From Waterfalls, we started driving toward our booked cottage for the night. The sky was still cloudy, and a soft drizzle followed us along the way. That classic Icelandic weather that never really makes up its mind. Now, a quick tip about accommodation in Iceland. You really don't get many options, especially in remote areas along the Golden Circle. Even though we started our bookings 6 months before our trip, since it was August, the peak season, we still had to struggle a bit to find places that fit our route. In this area, we really didn't have much choice, so we ended up booking a small wooden cottage that felt a bit like a jungle hut. Simple, cozy, and perfectly fine for our 2-night adventure. It wasn't modern, but it had everything we needed: warmth, quiet surroundings, and that lovely feeling of being completely tucked away in nature. The area around was pure serenity, surrounded by greenery, gentle hills, and that peaceful Icelandic countryside vibe. The next morning was still cloudy, the sky heavy with mist, a typical Icelandic start to day 2. We packed up and began our drive toward Geysir, one of the most famous geothermal areas on Iceland's Golden Circle. It was a short and scenic ride, open fields, steam rising in the distance, and that moody Icelandic sky setting the tone for the day. Parking at Geysir is super easy. There's a large parking area right next to the visitor center. The moment we stepped out of the car, that classic sulfur smell welcomed us right away. From there, it's just a short walk to reach the main geothermal field. The whole area is alive with bubbling mud pools and steaming vents. The water here reaches around 80 to 100 degrees Celsius, so definitely stay on the marked paths. And as you get closer, the sulfur smell gets stronger, like nature's own rotten egg perfume. Even though there are several geysers around, the real superstar is Strokkur, erupting every 5-10 minutes and shooting boiling water up to 30 meters high. So of course, everyone gathers around with cameras ready. And when Strokkur finally blasts into the air, not only does the water shoot up, the crowd's excitement does too. And if you have a little extra time, take the short hike up the hill. From the top, you get an amazing view of the entire Geysir area, steaming vents, bubbling pools, and the valley stretching out below. It's the perfect spot to capture the full geothermal magic from above. Across the road, you'll find the Geysir Visitor Center, with restrooms, a cafe, and a souvenir shop. Great place to warm up or grab a quick snack before continuing your Golden Circle adventure. Of course, we couldn't resist Iceland's classic fish and chips, which by now felt like the one dish that followed us everywhere during our 10-11-day trip. And just a quick reminder, Iceland is a pretty expensive country. For example, this one burger with fries cost us around 25 euros. We didn't want to waste any time, so we packed our food from the restaurant and headed straight toward Gullfoss, just a short 10-minute drive from Geysir. After parking, we walked up to the upper viewing platform, where a stunning panoramic view of this massive waterfall opens up. From above, the two powerful cascades plunge into a deep canyon, sending mist high into the air. And on bright days, a rainbow often appears, making the scene look extra magical. From that viewpoint, we could already see people getting much closer to the water below, so of course, we had to go too. To reach the lower path, there's a long staircase leading down. Sturdy hiking shoes help a lot here. The closer we got, the stronger the spray became. Waterproof jackets and pants are definitely useful. The mist can soak clothes in minutes. Down near the edge, the power of Gullfoss really hits. Millions of liters of water rushing and crashing every second, with the canyon walls echoing the roar around us. The wild landscape and the force of nature here are just unbelievable. After experiencing the incredible power of Gullfoss, we hopped back into the car and drove toward our next relaxing stop, the Secret Lagoon. It's just a 25 to 30-minute drive from Gullfoss, and there's a large parking area right outside the entrance. Since this is one of the most popular hot spring spots on the Golden Circle, booking a time slot online is highly recommended, especially during the busy summer months. The Secret Lagoon, or Gamla Laugin, is Iceland's oldest natural swimming pool, built all the way back in 1891. The area around the pool still feels wonderfully authentic, with steamy hot pots bubbling nearby and small wooden paths leading you around the geothermal surroundings. You can actually watch the hot water flowing straight from the earth into the pool, a true natural spa. The main pool stays delightfully warm at 38 to 40 degrees Celsius, but there are nearby spots where the water temperature reaches around 100 degrees Celsius, so sticking to the marked areas is important. Inside the facility, everything is well organized. Clean changing rooms, heated indoor showers, lockers, a small cafe for snacks and drinks. And the moment we stepped into the warm water, pure bliss. Surrounded by rising geothermal steam, bubbling hot pots, and that dreamy Icelandic sky above, it felt so relaxing and comfortable, the perfect reward after a day in the wind and rain. And even though the chilly wind greeted us again once we got out, we felt warm, refreshed, and ready for more Iceland magic. Refreshed and smiling, it was time to chase more waterfalls. We drove towards Seljalandsfoss, one of Iceland's most iconic waterfalls. By the time we reached, it was already around 10 p.m., but thanks to August's midnight sun, it still looked like daytime. perfect for more exploring. Seljalandsfoss stands around 60 meters tall, and the coolest part? You can actually walk behind the waterfall. The path can be slippery and mossy, but honestly, that little adventure makes the experience even more fun. Standing inside the rocky cave with the water crashing right in front of us, loud, misty, and powerful, was absolutely thrilling. No wonder Seljalandsfoss is said to be one of Iceland's most photographed waterfalls. You will get wet here, like head to toe wet. So, waterproof jacket, pants, and shoes are definitely a smart idea. But even if you don't have them, just embrace the splash and enjoy the moment. Then we walked just a few minutes further and found Gljúfrabúi, a hidden waterfall tucked inside a narrow canyon. To reach it, you step through a shallow stream between tall mossy cliffs, and suddenly it appears, like nature's secret show. We even climbed up onto a rock right below the waterfall. So exciting. And yes, even waterproof shoes couldn't fully save us from the water sneaking in. But that just made the adventure even more unforgettable. And that was our Golden Circle journey in Iceland. Thank you so much for watching and joining us on this adventure. But hold on, the most exciting part of our Iceland journey is still ahead. In our next Vacation Lovers episode, we'll take you along the breathtaking South Coast with even more epic nature, iconic spots, and unforgettable moments waiting for us. If you love travel and breathtaking nature, make sure to subscribe to Vacation Lovers and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next incredible chapter of our Iceland adventure. See you in the next one.